Hello, welcome to Prequel, Sequel, Requel, the show where we pick a film or a franchise and give it a prequel, a sequel, and a requel with a panel of comedians and film lovers as well. Welcome to the show. If you're just joining us live on Facebook, hello. You can leave comments joining with the show as always. But I can't do this on my own. It'd be a crap if I did. So I'm going to bring our lovely panel in. First of all, is your friend of mine. He's here every week. Let me get my mouse sorted. Here we go. It's Eddie French.
Hello. How
Hello.
are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. Yes. No, I'm all right. Thank you. Yes. What a week it's been.
Oh, what have you been up to? You can't say what a week it's been and then not have it.
No. What I've been doing, I've been helping in electoral fraud. So, if you thought the election over in the US was going to be getting wrapped up anytime soon, I'm working very hard on doing a lot of fraud on it. So it'll still be going probably till Christmas. So I've been busy.
Well, you are a big Trump fan, weren't you? So,
do you know what? I really was.
Oh dear, serious as well about that.
Yeah. I've done dinner a few times. Dreadful table manners, but really some forward-thinking ideas for the world.
I mean, I was in the West Club, me. You know what I mean?
Fred West.
Kanye West.
Oh, beg your pardon. Kanye and Rose West.
Yeah, I'm in the serial killer fan club. I bet there is one. There will be one.
Oh, mate, there definitely will be.
Speaking of serial killers.
Oh, yeah, there we go. That works.
I'll have to explain that. We're going to let our next panelist in. She's your friend of mine. She loves a bit of serial killing. It's Natalie Smeaton.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Are you all right? I tried to link your...
I'm not in a serial killer fan club.
No, but you've got a new show starting, haven't you, soon?
Well, if my laptop's not broken, I will be, yeah? I've got a blue screen of death, mate.
We'll fix your laptop for you. We'll get it rocking for you.
Thanks,
so you
mate.
Can... Oh, I don't like using the word rocking. That was weird. I'm not going to...
What's going on tonight?
Street lingo. I don't know. I think
it started off peculiarly, and it's affected Chris.
It's good. That snowball effect. It's going downhill. It's going downhill from here. No, we'll roll the snowball back uphill. I don't know what the fuck I'm on about tonight. Pardon my French. We'll say hello to our Facebook users in a minute. But we always have a special guest every week on this show, and this week is no exception. She's been on before. What can I tell you about this lady? She's a comedian. She's a musician. She's had millions of YouTube views on her songs that she does. They're fantastic. You need to check them out. She'll give you the link later, I'm sure. But it's your friend of mine. It's the wonderful Anna Warman.
Yay!
Oh, hey.
Hello.
Now, hello,
okay,
you're right.
To let you know, I am not trying to be different. I've had some tech problems, so I have to be in portrait. I have to be on my phone, and at some points I will disappear.
That's all right. Don't worry. We'll cover you. We'll cover you as it happens. It looks like you're a portrait on Nat's wall at the moment. To me, it's nice. It's good. it's like a Harry Potter portrait. You know, them ones that talk when they try and go through doors. I don't know Harry Potter that well, so I won't use any of the.
They've got portraits that bother you when you're going through doors. Yeah.
So you have to say a password to them or something.
Oh yeah.
Some of them, yeah.
Just some of them.
Just some of them.
Just some of them. The other ones just let you in. All right. A bit of Harry Potter. So if you start us off tonight, that's nice. Right then, shall we say hello to some of these people who are looking on Facebook? We've got our old friend Roberto's come in.
Ciao,
again.
Roberto.
I'm so excited for the return of nice singing lady. I'll tell you how good I am at sing.
A wonderful singer.
Roberto, who's here every week, left a song for Nat and Eddie to listen to. He didn't send it to me. I don't know why.
Was it good?
Yeah.
It was a masterpiece. That's what it was.
It was singular. That's what it was.
Look closely.
Stayed in my brain.
It was definitely. You couldn't say it was derivative of any other kind of music.
It was brilliant.
Which goes a long way for me.
What's this? Is anyone talking? Yes, we're talking. Can't hear us. Hello, Martin, but can't hear us. Oh, here we go.
He is.
Oh, but there was a minute delay on the start because I was waiting until it pops up and says there's people watching. It didn't do it for a minute tonight, so maybe.
I did wonder. I thought you'd had a stroke.
No. Not today. Sounds a bit rude, that, doesn't it, actually? Martin Cameron, of course, Scissors is talking lots and Curly Lummet is quiet. Maybe he lost back of DVD box. What?
We are just getting kitten rumble now, Nat.
Yeah, you're getting all right.
Oh, tribute to Bobby Ball rocking. No,
Look at it.
He didn't say rocking, did it? Rock on.
Rock on.
For me.
Anyway, we'll keep going.
Curly Lumby.
Yeah.
He said it, the
Curly
kids are
Lumby.
going off every week. That's why I'm trying to downplay it tonight. Look, that's why. Not getting excited.
How do you pronounce Roberto's surname? Can anyone do it?
Squattril Lupe.
Oh, it's like you're Italian. You're about as Italian as Roberto.
Yeah, I'm more Italian than Roberto, just for the fact that I eat Italian food and he probably doesn't.
What, he's just sat eating pierogi.
Yeah. Right then, let's tell everybody about this show since I've come on to watch it. This is Prequel, Sequel, Requel. Our lovely panelists here will give us a prequel, a sequel, and a requel for tonight's show film, which was picked by Hannah. We'll let our guest pick the film every week, and this week it's Bridesmaids, the Paul Feig directed comedy film. Excellent film. If you've not seen it, check it out. But we'll talk about it as we go, I'm sure.
Already 9 years old, which I find really, really upsetting. I thought it was released like 3 years ago. It was released in 2011.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I know, it's mad, isn't it? I thought it was like easy 2015 or something like that, but not.
It does feel more current, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's also really
It's about
long
time
for
they
a-
actually did a sequel.
Yeah,
That's true, yeah.
maybe they will tonight after listening to these ideas. We'll see.
Definitely.
And you're right, Chris, it is quite long. There are a couple of probably little
Well,
snips.
the version I watched was 2 hours, 12 minutes, but I don't know if it's an extended one because I'm sure there were bits in it I don't remember.
There is an
Before.
unrated cut that's extended, so yeah, you might have watched that one. But
Yeah, right. That'll be why. I thought we were going on a bit. All right, they've done this joke 6 times now. What's going on? But then I realised it's Paul Feig.
no,
and-
you yes. Oh, he doesn't like to chop out jokes that might be better off out. He's like, I'll tell you, give them more jokes, give them all of the jokes.
Because they're all improvised, he just lets them go for it, doesn't he, and picks the cuts. So anyway, let's not get into that until we're in the film. First of all, as always, I'm going to give you the back of the DVD box just for those who are watching on Facebook who haven't seen it before. Bit of a recap. Are you ready for this? Here we go.
I'm ready.
Good. 30-something Annie has hit. What a start. 30-something Annie has hit a rough patch, but finds her life turned completely upside down when she takes on the maid of honor role in her best friend Lillian's wedding. In way over her head, but determined to succeed, Annie leads a hilarious ensemble of bridesmaids on a wild ride down the road to the big event. That's all it gave me.
I don't think that sells the film, nor does
no.
it sound anything like the film.
Well,
I
the
agree.
Wikipedia one were worse because it said she were unemployed and like she's got a job. She works at a jewelry shop.
A bit.
On the Wikipedia it says unemployed Annie, and I was like, what?
There's at least
They're
two
doing a
scenes.
spoiler because she becomes unemployed within the
That's
film.
true,
So,
yeah.
Spoiler,
Yeah.
spoiler. I
Yeah,
just did a spoiler.
absolutely. Yeah. Lots of good actors in this. Lots of good comedians. Lots of good people to get his heads round. So we'll obviously Kristen Wiig, Maya Rudolph, who I love. I think she's great. Rebel Wilson.
She's
Matt
Minnie
Lucas.
Riperton's daughter, you know.
I know.
Yeah. Melissa
Wow.
McCarthy, Chris O'Dowd, loads of them. Right, let's do it. Okay, so let's get on with the rounds. First of all, let's go straight to our prequels this evening. No messing about. No messing about, just in case the internet goes off. So we're going to start with Eddie for the prequel. So you're going to pitch your prequel for Bridesmaids for us. You get a minute to do it, more or less.
Cool.
Away you go, whenever you're ready.
So my prequel's called All Roads Lead to Milwaukee. So Nathan Rhodes is born to a humble Dublin household and gets a reputation very quickly for being a whiny anus. He spends his early years sulking whenever someone does something he doesn't like. This leads him to very quickly run out of friends, and eventually even his parents decide he might do better elsewhere. So they send him to New York City, the massive apple, the town you can't sleep in. If you can make it there, then you can spread the news. Unfortunately, when he gets there, he enrolls in police for foreigners school. And he does very well in that. He's doing pretty well. But unfortunately, a woman says that she's not keen on one of his ideas. So he immediately never speaks to her again, gets the right arsehole with her, and moves to Milwaukee. And because he's got the right arsehole with her and everyone else, he walks into a bakery and tries cream puffs for the first time, but forgets to ask what they're actually called. That's where we leave that, and then and that's when we meet him again later in the film.
All right, cool, very
What
good.
a film!
Hannah and Nat, you get to ask Eddie a question each then on his film. See if you can put him on the spot, whatever you like.
I would love to know.
Oh, sorry, you go.
Oh no, you go. Actually, you go. That's fine.
Why don't you both go?
No, you.
After 3.
One in each ear.
No, you
Nobody's
go
gonna
first.
go.
I insist. You're our guest.
No, actually, I just think I'm on a delay, so I thought no one was speaking, and I thought, I'll better fill in the the time. You go.
Okay. So Eddie, I think that I would really enjoy an action sequence, but where in your film would you be able to fit one in? Because it doesn't sound very actiony.
It doesn't, but he does successfully train to be a police officer. So that could happen, and it could happen in New York as well, where the actioniest of actions happen.
Are we talking car chases? Are we talking explosions? What are we talking?
Well, there's a reason he gets busted down to traffic cop. So presumably, Rhodes, you like driving cars so fast? Well, we're gonna put you on fast car watching. Get out of my office. And he's like, right, you are, Chief, so it is. And then goes off and does that.
We got a question. Hello, Sadie. We've got a question.
Hi, Sadie.
Police Academy cameos when he trains. Good question as well.
Wall to wall, Sadie. Wall to wall. Yeah. There's a brilliant bit where he's being taught how to say "freeze, dirtbag" by the wee lass. That's funny. And there's a bit where he's like telling some people to stop committing a crime, and there's like 4 of them, and they're all like really big tough gang members, and they've got like bats and stuff. And then Hightower just peers out from around a corner like a wall, and they all go and run away. And then Hightower leans back in again, and he thinks he's done it.
Right.
It's classic stuff. It's
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Good.
And I look forward to receiving Chris's vote at the end. At the end of this round.
We'll see. Hannah, have you got a question?
I feel like if this is a prequel, then Chris O'Dowd is too old because we're 9 years on from Bridesmaids. So who's going to play the protagonist?
I know he's quit. He's quit acting. But Joffrey from Game of Thrones, because he's got, as far as mega sulks go, he can do that, definitely. He is Irish, so he'll, know what that means. And I think we could probably get him, because he'd probably be in his early 20s now. I think we could get him quite well because he's got no other acting on. So yeah.
Oh, all right.
So whatever the boy's name is that played Joffrey,
I do not know. So
I don't.
No one does.
No one knows. Even his age.
No one does.
Well, that Joffrey guy. You do know he's got a real name. No.
No, he basically he completed it. He completed all of his filming, and then he's like, probably won't do any more acting. Not bothered. So yeah.
Allegedly.
No. I saw an interview where he said.
Oh, did he actually say that?
Yeah.
I have a question.
No, I'm not like making fun of a guy who's never got another job. He literally said, I think I'm all right for acting now. It was quite fun when I was a kid, but I want to do something else. So, yeah.
Oh, now you've explained that. I realised I thought you were just taking the mickey out.
No.
All right, cool. Does that answer the questions?
I'm happy.
Yeah, good. Okay. Yeah.
Can I ask another question?
Yes. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Am I on mute?
No, I think there's a bit of a delay. I don't know why.
Am I just delayed?
I think it might be delayed.
Yeah, a bit.
But it's jerky as well.
I was just going to ask. Sorry. I was just going to ask, is there any kind of arc or any sign of that he wants romance or anything like that, or is it just police-based?
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, I think because he gets, I think he's it's a bit like the Foreign Legion. He's joining the police to forget because he doesn't have a lot of luck with women on account of him getting the hump quite easily. So I imagine there's probably going to be a potential romance that goes amiss in Dublin, and then, you know, possibly try and keep himself at a distance when he gets to New York, and then eventually goes to Milwaukee and decides that he's only going to love cream puffs from now on.
All right.
Because they do sound pretty good, so.
They do sound good. When he said it in film, I was like, oh, I'll have one of them. Right, cool. Okay, we'll move on now. Nat, it's your turn, please.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready for this?
Yep.
Go.
Okay. Young Helen is about to have her perfect wedding. It's all she's dreamed of since being a little girl. The big day arrives and disaster strikes. Her dress gets a stain hours before the ceremony due to the smallest bridesmaid running around and bumping into her with a glass of Ribena. Her hair and makeup lady are both no-shows. The car breaks down on the way to the church. The vicar is drunk, and her groom was caught after the wedding, shagging his mother-in-law in the loo. Helen, distraught, leaves the marriage and vows that every wedding she ever finds out about, she will ruin. Finding herself a very rich husband with kids she hates makes it easier because she's always angry. And from that point on, she infiltrates friends' weddings, gets rid of the actual maid of honour, gets the bride to have her asshole bleached, which is her calling card, and ruins every wedding she can find. The end.
Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm just making my notes. Hannah and Eddie, ask your questions away to Nat. Go for it.
Is she?
I think that's very, very good, and it's almost like a horror film franchise. All I would ask is, what is the soundtrack, and what date are we talking? Is this like literally just happened just before Bridesmaids?
I think that this is probably about 5 to 6 years before Bridesmaids. And I think because she has to do the divorce and then find a rich and horrible husband she can hate and start to infiltrate weddings. So I think, yeah, probably 5 or 6 years before. But I quite like that Wilson Phillips is part of the original movie. And that's sort of from the, what is that? Is that 80s, late 80s, early 90s? So I would love to stick with that era. But because she goes from being like this idealized perfect woman who's got this idealized perfect wedding into this evil monster, I think we would start off with quite sort of like light poppy tunes, but end up with like Blondie, the Buzzcocks, like that type of Fleetwood Mackie. Yeah, like the music would reflect her descent into the dark side.
You always pick, when we ask about soundtracks, you always go for Cox, don't you?
You talk about Cox, Chris?
No, you always pick the Buzzcocks, I said, for
No, well, this time I said like Blondie,
yeah,
like Fleetwood Mac.
I just wondered.
Yeah.
I muted myself when I said Buzzcocks, yeah.
So you just said Cox, yeah. You like Cox, Chris, don't you?
Just a little joke there. Good, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good question. Eddie, you got a question?
That's a good question. Do I have a question?
There's a lot of questions flying about.
It is an elaborate question. So, do we find out what Helen's sort of pre-marrying into money background is? Is she hustling her way up? Did her family expect her to marry into money? Do we find anything out about that? And does that make us more or less sympathetic to her behavior?
Well, I think she was that perfect cheerleader, mean girl. That's what she was. And even though her family might not have had a great deal of money, she intended to get very rich very quickly, but was swept off her feet by the college jock and married him thinking he was going to be faithful because she'd only ever wanted to get married anyway. And then turns out he was a loser and a douchebag, and she's forever, ever scarred. And that's why she's so desperate to be popular and skinny and doesn't even cry ugly, according to her, because she was always the beautiful cheerleader who had it all. Popular girl.
Yeah. Just that. She just always had that pure, unblemished anus.
Yes, yeah. She always had. She always had beauty treatments, and that bleached bum was her pièce de résistance, and that's why she gets all the brides of whose wedding she's ruining into it, and the grooms if possible.
Pièce de résistance. Keister.
What?
No, doesn't work, does it?
Pièce de résistance. Very nice.
Eddie got it.
It's very good.
Bit too highbrow there. We've got a question here. Look, does it start in England? Because I don't think we have Ribena in America playing the American card there. So a bit of a plot hole there.
We'd have to use the American equivalent, wouldn't we? I don't know, Sunny Delight, whatever they've got over there. A juice box of blackcurrant grape juice or something.
A cup of baseball.
Yeah.
Gatorade. A whole cup of eagle feathers.
Yeah, Gatorade.
Yeah, Gatorade. Good choice. Yeah. So
which is made out of fresh gators.
Real ones.
Good. Right. Okay. Good questions there. Right then, Hannah, it's your turn. I hope your internet holds out. We'll go. It's your prequel then for Bridesmaids. Away you go, and we'll expect.
Okay, I think my internet will. Okay, I'm gonna have to go off camera to
go for it. You're all right. You're all right. Go for it.
It's all good.
Yeah. Sorry. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So Annie and Lillian are best friends at summer camp in the 90s. One day, the two best friends decide to put on a concert based on all the hits of Wilson Phillips. This means that they have to sing Hold On For One More Day over and over and over. And by the seventh repeat of the song, the crowd starts booing. Annie jumps off the stage hoping to crowd surf, but the audience hate her so much they let her fall on her head. And then she falls into a coma, and we see her dreams. In her dream, she invents TikTok and the iPhone 7. But she doesn't know what any of that means. When she wakes up 1 hour later, her best friend Lillian has completely moved on and is now best friends with a girl who knows other songs by bands like the Bangles and stuff. Annie tries to win Lillian back by telling her that they could go in on TikTok together, but Lillian thinks TikTok sounds like an awful app. Annie gives up on her TikTok dreams and learns to bake cupcakes instead, and everyone loves cupcakes, so Lillian becomes her best friend. The end.
Okay. Wow.
Wow, Lillian is shallow.
Wow, okay. I'm just making my Right then, cool. Okay, so Nat and Eddie, fire away with your questions, please, for Hannah.
I would like to know if Lillian does this several times through Annie's life, and whether we ever will find out about that towards the end of your movie, or when we have the requels. Like, if Lillian was willing to drop her just because some girls knew better songs from better bands, like, as they grow up, does it continue to happen, and why?
Yeah, at the beginning of the film, there will be like kind of medley of like flashbacks of how they became friends when they were in kindergarten and all of those things. And every single time the same thing happens. Lillian leaves the baby Annie for another baby because that other baby's got nicer snacks and things like that.
And
Nice.
knows all the words to the wheels on the bus.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just like,
Sad.
yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's gosh, strong feelings about Lillian, eh? That's,
yeah, don't hold back.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was being pretty blunt about how I thought that Chris O'Dowd's character was a bit whiny, but gosh, yeah, cool. So Lillian's coma, so she's essentially predicting sort of 20 years into the future.
Is that your question? Yeah.
No, I'm just reconfirming that bit. Oh. So, does she not make any effort to stop any, say, massive disasters, any terrorism acts, stock market crashes, etc., or is it just the funds?
Well, she in her coma, even though she's only in the coma for an hour, she sees COVID-19, she sees Trump becoming president for 4 years. She sees everything. But when her friend Lillian, when she wakes up, her friend Lillian's not really interested because she's just obsessed with her new friend who can sing the Bangles. So once she's trying to get her to be in on this TikTok, and Lillian completely badmouths the idea of TikTok. And so she thinks, you know what, I'm not even going to mention Trump and COVID.
So when it got to sort of late 2019, Annie's just got a big box of hand sanitizer, face masks,
toilet paper.
Roll. Yeah, she's just got all of that. And Lillian's like, what's that all about? Oh, nothing. Yeah. Nothing for you to worry about, Lillian.
She just has to keep Lillian happy. She knows Lillian's not into her predicting stuff. Lillian just wants to sing songs.
You've got a fan, Hannah, here, Roberto. Look, I like nice singing ladies' pitch as it's mysterious and in dark.
It's in the dark.
That's how he speaks to all his victims. I mean, friends. Don't let him send you a song. You'll be we got a suggestion on the American drink as well.
There we go. Grape juice it is then. Yeah. Spills grape juice on a dress.
We've got Austin Rigo thinks it's swingers room again. It's not. Not swingers room. Also, protect the NHS. You shouldn't be going out swinging.
Why can't you with the people in your bubble?
I could sing Bangles, but in Italian.
You can have sex with people, you just can't kiss.
Oh, right.
I never do.
But 6 meters apart. Is it still 6 meters apart?
Like Pretty Woman,
2 meters, sorry. 6 foot.
Never kiss on the mouth.
I followed Julia Roberts' advice to the letter.
We should put updated COVID rules on here every week. You can have sex with prostitutes, but just don't kiss them and you'll be fine. Right. Important safety tip. Thanks, Egon. Oh, geez.
Hey, look, I imagine that few groups have been hit economically harder in this than sex workers. So they'll
be on their hands and knees.
Maybe. Well, not as much as they're missing out on the vital.
I feel encouraging.
We need to do all we can.
It's getting a bit saucy now, this episode. Better tone it back, there's kids watching. It's not. They're not. That's why we're not past the watch yet, actually, are we? But we always say don't watch if you've got a kid with you.
So we're on the wild west world of the internet.
Yeah. Right then. So we've done the prequels. So let's get to the votes. So this is where everybody watching on Facebook, you can vote along with us for who your favourite one was. I'll give you a quick recap on what you've heard. So first of all, prequels. Eddie was first. I can't read my own writing, which isn't good. Oh, right. It's about Rhodes. It's about Officer. He was an officer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Officer Rhodes. He's basically a sulking and whining when he's younger. He's got no friends. His parents send him to New York, where he trains to be a police officer. He got cameos from Police Academy, we find out. Then a lady says she's not keen on his idea. So he starts sulking and he buggers off to Wisconsin. Is that where no. Where were they based?
Milwaukee.
Sorry, Wisconsin. Milwaukee. Should have known that. Home of the Fonz, isn't it? They've just got a statue. Baker. Then he starts eating bakery cream puffs.
Yeah, that's when he first discovers them. Yeah.
Bakery cream puffs. Right. Okay. Cool. Nats was about young Helen. It's a big day, but everything starts going wrong. Big wedding day. Mm. She gets stain on her dress. Loads of other stuff happens. Loads of disasters that I couldn't write fast enough. Groom gets caught shagging somebody else.
Vicar's drunk, all that stuff. She leaves the marriage and then gets with this guy who she hates and his kids. But then decides to make it her ambition to ruin weddings. Is that right? Pretty much. Yes. Yeah. Essentially. Yeah. Right. Infiltrate, ruin weddings. Yeah.
Infiltrate, ruin weddings. Right. Good. Okay. Hannah's
leech assholes.
Yeah. About Annie and Lillian at summer camp. They decide to put on a Wilson Phillips like concert show thing between them, but they only sing one song. The crowd boo. They can't stand Annie. She falls off the stage, hits her head, ends up in a coma, where she dreams about this invention called TikTok and iPhone 7. Lillian's moved on to a new friend, so because she don't want to do with those ideas of Annie's. Then Annie gives up on her dreams as well and starts making cupcakes, but then Lillian comes back. Is that right? I think it's...
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Kind of. Yeah. Well, I just want to make sure I got it right for you. Because this is where the votes count, obviously. Right, so you can start voting for the ones you've heard there on Facebook, and we'll vote in the room as well. So, right then, there's a lot to take in on these.
Yeah.
I am going to vote for Hannah because I love prophecies.
Yay!
And I like the idea of a prophet just going, well, in fact, I won't tell you. I'm just going to make buns. And that, I enjoy that idea.
I'm struggling with this one because both Lillian and Chris O'Dowd's character, I was quite fond of. Now you've destroyed them for me. Between you. But I think I agree with Eddie. I think I'm going to vote the same as Eddie because, I do like the prophecy, the doom idea of it. The fact that she doesn't know what TikTok is and could have invented it and didn't. Yeah, I like that. So I'll vote for you.
Cool. I think I'm going to vote for it as well because, for all the above reasons of what you both said. I think, I agree.
It also explains why she doesn't seem that concerned that she's unemployed.
You've got a clean sweep that it's never happened before. The guests voted for themselves. No.
No, I'm not really going to. I vote for Nat.
You're going to vote for Nat?
Oh, thank you very much.
Lovely. Okay, let's have a look at our votes online.
Here we go.
Here we go. Austin Rigo. I vote for Eddie French. Got a fan there, Eddie?
I do.
Yeah. Martin, what's happening here? What the hell is going on? Roberto will be getting ideas for the next song from your comments.
If we inspire people, that's hardly our fault, is it?
No. Martin. Eddie wins for Police Academy cameos. Incidentally, it's now on Netflix. Get it watched, Martin. Is Police Academy 5 on there? Are they all on?
Oh,
Tell
Lord.
us in the comments. Tell me in the comments if they're all on there. The whole collection's there, Martin. I want to know. Roberto about scissors because Martin votes scissors. I sulk him because they say I'm not Italian or the song, so I not listen.
Oh, Roberto, come on now.
Roberto, come on. We're all having a bit of fun. Come on, it's Monday night, Roberto. Come on. Come on.
Come on, Roberto.
Come on. Hey, what's the matter, Roberto? What's the matter? Hey, come on. He'll know what I mean.
Yeah, he will. That's his regional dialect.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Forget about it, Roberto. Forget about it. Thank you for the vote there, Sadie. What we got, Martin? Just the first Police Academy. Well, Martin, just watch it. Watch it anyway. It's a good one. You got your Guttenberg, you got your Motormouth Jones, you got Hightower, you got them all. Callahan, she don't really come into her own apart. Get second one onwards. She's kind of more of a support character.
Have you done a Police Academy of this?
We can't do Police Academy.
Have you done a show about Police Academy?
No, we can't. There's too many of them.
Oh.
We might do. We're doing a special on every one of them. We were going to do that, and then we pulled the plug at the last minute. Roberto, right, hang on. False starts entertaining us almost as bad as false Rocky accent. Yeah, good. Thanks for that, Roberto. Right, Hannah, you've won this first round. You've won the prequels. Well done.
Yeah.
But as I always say, it's all to play for. As we move into the
Needs to be. I didn't get a single flipping vote then. Come on.
You got a vote.
I voted you, Nat.
Oh, I did. I got one vote. Thank you. Thank you, Hannah.
You got one. I said that instead of. I'd combined the word Nat and vote then into one. That.
or no.
What's going on tonight? It's weird.
You need
right.
to count every bat.
Yeah.
Stop counting the bats.
Yeah. Still working on that Biden. Can't get it.
No. There's nothing to get.
Joe Biden. Yeehaw. What I've got so far.
Hey, how's it going? It's me, Joey B.
I'll do that. Right, okay, we're going to move on. Let's go to sequels. Nat, you're up first for your sequel, please.
Yep.
Away you go, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Rita and Becca have left their husbands and set up a bar. It's called Face Like Sunshine after the time the two of them fell in love on the way to a friend's hen do when they thought the plane was crashing. When Becca turned to Rita and said, "You are more beautiful than Cinderella, you smell like pine needles, and you have a face like sunshine." The bar, innocent by day, serving princess-themed cocktails and afternoon tea, becomes a much raunchier place at night, reflecting each of the women's personalities. One night, drunk and not over the end of their Disney-style marriage, Becca's husband decides to go and beg for her to give him another chance. When he walks in at the night time and sees how raunchy it is, not realizing that the daytimes are when Becca runs the bar, he loses his temper and burns the bar to the ground. Becca, trapped upstairs, perishes in the flames, and Rita is devastated. But after lots of insurance money, she talks Annie into reopening Cake Baby as a baker's through the day and Cock Baby and erotic bakers at night. They all live happily ever after.
Right. Okay. Cool. Just writing me notes. Bloody hell, there are a lot to write down.
Cock Baby.
Missed half at end. We'll get there though. All right. Okay. Questions for Nat then on Earth? Yeah, go for it whenever you got a question.
Gosh, I mean, that is good.
I did really enjoy Rita and Becca's character, and I wanted them to have a little bit more to do because I thought they were very funny.
Well, of course, it went on to be Bev Goldberg and Kimmy Schmidt, essentially fan fiction in just before those characters had been invented. So it's very, very impressive. No,
also, do you think they made a massive I was waiting for a big Vegas. They were on the plane. They were going to Vegas. Thought, where's the big Vegas montage of them up to shenanigans? And they won one. I thought, what a wasted opportunity. Yeah, but why? It was weird. It was like a big setup. We're going to go have a lot of fun. You think, why don't they do that? And I thought, I bet they didn't have the budget to go to Vegas.
No, I think they did that on purpose because when it came out, people said it was the female Hangover, and Hangover is all about going to Vegas, and so is Swingers, that was just before Hangover. And I reckon they were almost doing a little wink to that, we're all going to Vegas, not really.
Yeah. Oh, there's an hour extra cut of it. The whole film's a 3-hour version with the Vegas stuff that they just took out and then rewrote the end.
Vegas,
yeah, because we actually.
They got tattoos on their faces. Mike Tyson's over there. It's just a big mess.
There's a tiger. It all kicks off. Yeah. Yeah, because actually on the bus on the way back, we only really see Annie and Lillian. So the rest of them could have gone on to Vegas. We don't know.
All right.
True.
Yeah.
Sorry, question. Sorry, I've jumped in there.
No. That was valid. No, that was good. Gosh, questions.
Was that your impression of Officer Rhodes, by the way?
No, that was Northern Irish, what I was doing. He's not from there. I don't have a question.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm trying to think, but it's just really sort of complete as a notion. So,
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Eddie.
Can the sign? I've got one before. Just hang on. Can the sign have a flip thing so you can change it over from each? You know, like a flip sign. From cake baby to cock baby, you know, like
yeah. Or it
sign,
could be done with
like,
neon. Somehow done with neon, so only parts of the neon lights show up,
so
maybe
like
something like that.
Blue in cake baby is in blue and cock baby's in red. And
Yeah. And you know, like when you see the graffiti that people have changed it to cock baby, and she's got like the dick in her hand with the bowl, like that only appears on a night, and then all the erotic bakery cakes go into the windows and they make lots of money, and Annie gets a bakery back. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, Hannah, have you got a question?
Can I ask a question about cock babies?
Mm-hmm.
Which is the name of?
Is that like those adult babies?
I mean,
like adult babies, and do we get to see any of the action of that?
I mean, Rita is a hustler, isn't she? And I think that, frankly, if she knows it'll make money, then she'll probably do it. So erotic cakes could be sold in the front, but who's not to say there isn't a tasseled doorway that you go through if you want extra services. And you can be treated like an adult baby, or you can mother adult babies potentially if you want to do that. But it just costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of extra money. But yeah.
Because I imagine that Rita would probably give anything a go.
Yeah,
if she's heard of something dirty, she'll go, I'll try that.
Like
yes, you are.
I feel like we need to make sure people know what we're on about. Everyone else will get booted off Facebook. in the film, I've not seen the film in a while. The main character has a bakery shop called Cake Baby, and she's making cakes, and then somebody graffitis it and writes "Cock Baby" over the sign.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We should have explained that before, really, but yeah. Okay.
I want to know who's coming to watch this show without having seen the films, but it's pretty much everyone.
Yeah. We do put it out early enough for people to watch them as well.
The first comments are always, "I've never seen this film." I go, "All right, well, this brilliant joke about a character who's in 2 scenes that I've done won't get anything. It's not for you." But
yeah. Right, okay. Right, we'll move on. Sequel then. Hannah, it's your turn, please, for your sequel. Are you going dark again?
Okay, I'm also going to go away again.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay.
Sequel.
Yeah.
The women who were bridesmaids in the original film are now living in a religious commune led by Kimmy Schmidt. And Kimmy Schmidt makes the other women her slaves, but one day Melissa McCarthy had enough and waits until Kimmy Schmidt's asleep, and her and the other women escape and learn to live off-grid in a forest. But then Kristen Wiig is fed up of Melissa McCarthy acting like she's the boss, so she waits until Melissa's asleep, and then the remaining women escape and move to an abandoned barn. Then Maya Rudolph thinks Kristen Wiig is making this all about her, and so she waits until Kristen Wiig is asleep, and Maya and the 2 remaining bridesmaids escape and go and live in a cave. Then Rose Byrne and the other one think that Maya Rudolph's being too bossy, so they escape and go back to the original commune where they find all the other ladies waiting for them, and they all laugh and have a big party where they sacrifice a goat. The end.
Right, okay. Cool.
Nice.
Right. Okie doke. Eddie and Nat, go for it. Let's have some questions.
Does this have a sort of air of like folk horror to it? Sort of got like a midsummery kind of vibe where there's sort of and that sort of back to nature but with ritual stabbing.
Yeah, it's definitely Midsummer, Wicker Man. I also saw another film the other day that probably actually inspired me now that you've mentioned that, called The Other Lamb. Has anyone seen that?
Oh,
That's
no.
fucked up, anyway.
Sounds fun.
I've seen the original
Lamb.
Lamb.
It's in that vibe.
Seen the original Lamb, and I won't watch another film about it.
No.
I'm sure it's in that way.
And am I to understand it that we're not watching the characters, we are literally watching the actresses slowly go mad and usurp one another? Because I'm happy either way.
A bit like when you, it's almost like, if you're in a dream and you're not 100% sure if that's meant to be your teacher, but then at the same time it's also your mum, and there's like they're half and half. It's a bit like that. They're all kind of based on their bridesmaids characters, but then they're also the actors, and they're also future roles like Kimmy Schmidt that they go on to play.
Yes.
There's so much going on.
It does sound like a fevered dream, and I'm all right with that. That sounds good. Cool, thank you.
So Melissa McCarthy's character in the original movie gets like 9 dogs as party favors, as we know from the bridal shower. Will the dogs be in your movie as grown-up dogs, and will they become feral and hunt the women, or will they hunt food for the women?
Well, it's a very good point. The dogs are kind of like, in some ways, are the main characters. So you kind of see everything through the eyes of the dogs. So, like how in Peep Show, you're seeing it through the view of the 2 friends, like through their eyes. Mm-hmm. We're seeing it through the dogs. So we're constantly looking up at Kristen Wiig and the other people. And occasionally we'll go off and we'll just see a dog Willie doing a wee. And then we'll go back and we'll see the people again. So the whole film is done through the eyes of the dogs.
And sniffing each other's butts. So I'm assuming we're seeing a lot of dog bums then.
Yeah, but that's that's like a palate cleanser in between scenes.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. All right, I think that's the question, isn't it? Right, let's move on after the dog bums. Sequel, Eddie, please. Whenever you're ready, please.
Well, pardon me 1 second. Yes, here we are. So my sequel is called Bridesmaids Go Insane. It's 10 years since Lillian's wedding, and she wants to share Paris with her friends. Annie can afford it this time because she reopened her bakery and got rid of the sulky baby cop ages ago. Apparently, I wasn't over that quite yet. They fly over in first class and enjoy amusing drinks. Rita complains about how her hormone replacement therapy has caused a relentless increase in her libido that has required her constructing a one-woman sex dungeon in her basement, and Becca reveals that she's recently been experimenting with a new sexual position, which she calls missionary but with the lights on. After their first meal, snail legs and frog knobs, they drink a load of absinthe and end up vomiting black bile all over the streets and doing really painful wheeze into the River Seine. No one gets arrested because this is normal behavior for Paris. They attend a baking course, as Annie didn't go there last time. She's quite taken by Henri, the instructor, and agrees to meet him for a drink. Lillian, this time, feels forgotten, neglected, and overlooked. During this whole time, Megan has been spending all of her time attempting to access high levels of French intelligence, as she believes she can stop Russian interference in American matters, which leads to an amusing side story where she escapes an interrogation cell by the French Secret Service and leaving with a car full of poodles. In the end, the girls all make up and all is good, and Annie realizes that Henri is just another whiny baby pants like Nathan Rhodes. Damn it, I wasn't over it. Okay. So they have a nice fun time making fools of themselves in Paris.
Wow. Okay. Right. Questions then for Eddie there. Nat and Hannah, please.
Like in Moulin Rouge. Oh, sorry. You go first.
The internet.
Sorry, this is totally my fault for my not having my computer. I was just going to say, so in the original Bridesmaids, it's, kind of at the end, we have the Wilson Phillips song, and that's very sort of uplifting. Is there going to be like a French a song that's going to be like the main song in this one?
Yes, I think they all get together and sing, "Oh, Champs-Élysées, oh, Champs-Élysées," on the Champs-Élysées, underneath the Arc de Triomphe.
Okay.
In Paris.
Great.
Oh, very French.
Yep. French by name. So yeah, I think they're going to do that one, and they can have all like the accordion playing buskers to feel them up. No, to play the accordion and join in with that. So it will sound nice.
Okay. Sounds good. Nat, what have you got?
So in Moulin Rouge,
oh yeah,
when they when he first drinks absinthe with Toulouse-Lautrec, is it, and his friends before they go to the Moulin Rouge, and Kylie Minogue appears as the Green Fairy, flies around for a bit, and they all get off their tits. Will there be a Green Fairy? And if so, will Kylie Minogue reprise a role, or would you get another pop star?
Well, you see now, fun bit of trivia about that. Kylie Minogue plays the Green Fairy, and then she sings a note, but then there's also a scream behind it, which was done by Ozzy Osbourne. So in this one, Ozzy is going to be the on-screen fairy with the wings, and Kylie Minogue is going to give her best rock scream. So we'll find out how that balances out.
I am so on board with that. That is great.
Green Fairy, you know, you just drunk like a fucking absinthe. You can't see anything. You're just going to go do shit in the river. It'll be good. And then Kylie Minogue giving it in the background.
Yeah. I love it.
Right. Cool. Good. Right then. That's them all. That's all the sequels. So let's get to the votes. I'll just give you a quick recap. Nats was about Rita and Becca. They open a bar called Face Like Sunshine because they fell in love on the plane. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
Becca's hubby begs to have a second chance, but she says no. So he burns down the bar and kills
Becca.
Kills Becca.
She's inside.
And then, hang on. Then I've put Cake Baby, Cock Baby.
Yeah, so when that happens, Rita, who's devastated because Becca's dead, but also gets loads of insurance money, talks Annie into reopening the bakery, and through the day it's Cake Baby, and then at night it becomes the erotic Cock Baby.
That's the bit. That's a vital bit I missed.
Only big part of the plot.
It's more erotic than the word cock.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. I mean, it works, doesn't it? Same letters, isn't it? Same letters.
That's true.
Same number of letters. Sorry. Right. Hannah's was all the bridesmaids from the original one are in a religious commune. Kimmy Schmidt's there, and then all the other actresses have got their own names. For some bizarre reason. All the other actresses escape. They go to a forest. Oh no, sorry. They all escape apart from Melissa McCarthy because she's doing. No, wait. They all escape to a forest and leave Kimmy Schmidt. Is this right? And then Kristen Wiig gets annoyed with Melissa McCarthy. She branches off with the others. They all escape. But then it's systematically they keep getting annoyed with each other until it goes back round and they end up back at the original place. And then they have a big party. They all have a laugh and they sacrifice a goat. I think that's it. Eddie's was Bridesmaids 2. Bridesmaids Insane, did you say?
Go Insane.
Did you get it?
Because I didn't want to just call it Bridesmaids European Vacation, but it's the classic sequel, Send Them Abroad. That's what
absolutely. Right, so they all go to Paris. Sulky cop guy's gone. Rita's libido has increased now and she's got a sex dungeon. Becca's got a new sexual position called Missionary with Lights. I really made the notes on the wrong bit here because I thought we were going somewhere else. They all get up to hijinks. They vomit bile in the streets. The wee in the Seine. Sorry. Then they all go on a bakery course. And is it Anna? No, Annie.
Yeah. Annie and Henri.
Annie falls in love with this bakery guy. Lillian feels left out. And then Melissa McCarthy gets a car of poodles. And then all ends well.
It's all fine, yeah.
Right, okay. So vote on Facebook if there's anybody still left. But here we go, we got votes. We'll vote in the room as well, so while we're waiting for them to come in. Let's go for this. Right. Oh dear, they're all well thought out.
I think Nats was my favourite. I think.
Thank you, Eddie.
I've been skipping Rita and Becca.
I'm going to go for Eddie this time.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I too. I'm going to vote for Eddie, please. Yeah.
Was it because I already had the car full of dogs ready.
And I just like the fact that there were a lot of whiny man babies in it, and they were shitting in the Seine.
Do you know what? I'm going to vote for Eddie's as well. Do you know why? Because I think I'd like to see a sequel of that caliber with them all back up to high beach in Paris. That's how I'm going to judge it. So yes, I'll vote for that. Right then, let's have a look. Martin, we've got.
Thank you, Martin.
There we go. Austin, Eddie French, vote again, Eddie.
Oh my
French.
God, Austin, Eddie, get a room.
We've got one swingers room, chat room. He goes in after this. I thought Cat as I could burn down Bart as I insulted him in bad mood. Roberto, hey, what's the matter, Roberto? You chill out, man. You'll feel better. You'll feel better, Roberto.
Why don't you buy yourself a ducca de matcha and have a little scoop of the fair there, huh?
Thank you, Roberto.
Yeah, look at my little friends, Roberto. That's not right. Is it?
That's Cuban, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, not to my little friend.
Looks like Roberto though, a bit. That photo. In that photo. Okay, yeah. Scarface, right there. Roberto Scarface. We'll give him a nickname. See how he likes it. Right then. Okay. Cool. Eddie, you've won
6 months to work that out. We could just give him a nickname.
Yeah, we've got him. Right, Eddie, you've won that round. Well done, Eddie.
Cool. Thank you, everyone.
So right then. So let's move on to the requels, reboots, or reimaginations, remasters, whatever you want to do with these. Let me think about other. Yeah, that's right. Isn't it? Requels. Right, cool. Hannah, you're going to go first this time to change it up a bit. Is that all right?
Okay.
Excellent. Away you go whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm going to disappear.
Okay, we still here. Oh.
The reboot is called Bridebusters and is about a group of bride fighters who hate weddings, so they go around trying to capture all brides and bridesmaids to put an end to the institution of marriage. The original cast of Bridesmaids all cameo as some of the monstrous brides that must be captured by the Bridebusters. It's kind of a mixture between Ghostbusters and Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
I just spent long on that one.
That's all right.
I don't know. The concept's solid.
Right, cool. Just wrote my notes down. All right, excellent. Right, Eddie and Nat, you can ask some questions, please.
So what... obviously, in Ghostbusters, you've got the proton packs. They fire out, we're led to believe, protons and stuff like that.
Cross the streams.
Exactly. And in Ghostbusters 2, obviously, you end up dripping Zvizgul. And stuff. So what is it? He's brilliant, isn't he? So what would you be spraying / shooting at the brides / bridesmaids to incapacitate them in order to capture them, or am I making too much of a leap?
No. It's a very good question. They have a kind of protein. They have protein packs because they're on a keto diet.
They just wang a load of fuel at them,
and they have to constantly. All these bride busters are constantly eating ground beef and raw eggs and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And the brides get that egg thrown at them, and that kind of makes them go what? And then they'll wrap them in kind of the veil, like white veils from brides' costumes, and then just drag them into a van, and that's how they do it.
Wow.
Okay.
So
cool.
I actually originally was going to ask the same question as Eddie because I was intrigued. So rather than ask that again, I'm going to build on that and say, okay. So now we know how they catch them. In Ghostbusters, they have a containment field, which is turned off by the beardy man who's really like...
Containment unit. It's a containment unit.
Containment unit, thank you. Which is that guy, the shut it off guy. And there's lots of toing and froing. And then I want to know what they keep the brides in when they've caught them. Is there a containment box? Does anyone let them all out at once? And then they attack the city of New York?
It's probably a bit darker than Ghostbusters because they are just humans, these brides. They're not ghosts. There's no way of kind of shrinking them down. So they basically have to just murder them,
blend them,
and then they put them in these big vats of acid, so that there's no trace.
So instead of like troublesome spirits, they're just, broadly speaking, innocent women looking forward to a day they're really excited about.
God, this is dark.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that stays with you, doesn't it? That really.
Isn't that what loads of horror films are like?
Has it got the same style of humor in it though, as these Paul Feig films usually have?
Yeah, it's gonna be a laugh a minute.
Yeah.
And no more.
So like the spill the acid vat because they're about to put a body in it. Oh, you know.
Yeah,
it's a really embarrassing bit.
One of the bride busters drops some of the acid onto his toe, and his big toe completely dissolves, and then the rest of the film everyone takes the piss out of him for having 4 toes.
Yeah, and he can't wear his new sandals, he keeps overbalancing. It's brilliant.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, we've inspired Roberto to go out and throw some eggs.
We inspire so many.
Yeah, good. Right then, we've got nobody talking about votes this week, barging into the room and going on about Trump.
Oh yeah, where's that guy?
Last 2 weeks, somebody came in. Anyway, it's all over. That's why they've finally know.
Yeah, we had. Yeah, I mean, even the Russian spam bots don't believe that the election was stolen anymore. So they've just given up.
They've all gone back. Right then, that's the question. So. Next, Eddie, it's your Requel, please.
Cool.
Go for it when you be ready.
Yes. Obviously, in Bridesmaids, even though we see it from the perspective of Annie, who, she's down on her luck, she doesn't have a lot of money, etc. There's a lot of champagne. There's a lot of going to places. There's a lot of sort of rather opulent scenes of luxury and what have you. And I think we should sort of change that. So I'm going to change it from middle class women and have them as sort of squatter street crust punks. So they're just sort of going around. They're just sort of like they only have 1 pair of trousers each, and they just put patches on them, stuff like that. So Scratch and Razor are best friends, but Scratch has been hanging around with this new girl, Skunk Crotch, who is so punk and cool that Razor feels forgotten by Scratch. And so she ends up getting in a relationship with some Irish bloke who's a bit passive aggressive. So they're sort of trying to work out, they're trying to get, find stuff for the squats, like maybe half a mattress or a rat that's a bit smaller than the one that's living there at the moment. And then one day Skunk Crotch finds Razor and tells her that she's lost Scratch and doesn't know where she is. So Razor deduces that she's gone to her old squat because her first street mother has just succumbed to dying off of drugs and exposure. So Razor realizes that her Irish fancy man is actually a cop. So she petrol bombs his car and then exposes her buttocks to him and flips him off. Then her friends reunite at a choking victim gig in an abandoned branch of Dunkin' Donuts. But they're still all the same booze, sex, and shitting jokes. It's just doesn't take place in quite so many open-air cafes.
Right. Okay.
Great.
Right. Yeah.
Good fun.
But fun. But yeah, Paul Feig sense of humour all the way again.
Paul Feig goes punk rock. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah. Questions then for Eddie and his vision.
Straight away. I've got one straight away. So, okay, I want to know what city this is going to be shot in because, when it sounds a bit Trainspotting-y, which was set in the perfect place, I think. So, I mean, is this going to be...
Could be
where's this going to be? Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking New York City because it could be New York or San Francisco, to be honest. I'm thinking one of those 2 places because there's a big sort of squatting scene there. And I think that you've got the same thing as sort of quite cold winters, but pretty warm summers. So that's going to be interesting because obviously the street mother has to die of exposure at some point because you need a sad bit. Oh, when I say street mother, I literally mean like a street punk who's about 3 years older than the rest of them, but knows how to not get infected all the time. So
yeah. All right, cool. Hannah, have you got
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, my delay. I want to know. So a lot of reboots, they'll have cameos from people in the original film, and I'm just wondering, will there be any cameos from the original Bridesmaids, and if so, what are their roles?
I think that's very good. I would like to see Ellie Kemper as possibly someone. It would be a bit like her Kimmy Schmidt character before she realizes that the cult is wrong, and she'd be sort of on a street corner trying to spread the good word, like sort of trying to like preach gospels and stuff like that. That would be quite fun. And so obviously the punks don't like it, so they just like gob on her and stuff, and she just goes, okay, great, and does her big smile. And I think what's her name? Kristen Wiig. She, I'd like to see her as someone who was like in like an earlier phase of the punk movement and try to sort of go, oh, you guys street punks, huh? Well, I think I know a thing or two about that, and like sort of try and they're just like, yeah, whatever, grandma, because she's like over 30. I think. Maya Rudolph, I'd like to see her as the mayor of New York, but just on tellies as they walk past a shop, just like her, like announcing something at a podium. That'd be fun. And Melissa McCarthy, I would like to see her as the person who technically owns the building they're squatting in, who comes around to try and evict them all the time.
Okay.
Next one.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Questions done. Okay. Right. Bless you. They'll be delayed.
Hey.
Yeah. For a moment, she thought we didn't care, and then
Yeah. Those sons of bitches never said that. Oh. Never said that. Thank you. Right, Nat, your report, please.
Okay, so I've been reading a lot of dystopian short stories, so this gets that's sort of why. So also, one of the people that I work with has got really into Marie Kondo.
Oh yes.
Kondo. He does this spark joy thing. So they two have mashed together in my brain. So I want it to be done where the whole film is running up to the wedding, and the reason that Lillian and everybody gets upset is because when they get to the front of the church and they're stood in front of the altar, somebody has to hold on to the groom and ask the entire congregation, does this man spark joy? And if he does, then they're allowed to marry. If he doesn't, he's sacrificed and eaten in the wedding feast afterwards, and they don't get married. He's just served to the guests. So the whole reason that Lillian gets upset, and the whole reason that the whole set of bridesmaids is acting a little bit crazy and weird is that some of them regret their husbands did spark joy and they married them and now they regret it, and some of them have bad memories from the times their husband didn't spark joy and were murdered and consumed by the guests. I wrote this very late, and I'd read some pretty dark stuff.
I've got to say, they've all been a bit dark, these requels. Where's that Paul Feig wacky Ghostbusters humour we want?
but there's going to be loads of fart jokes in it, so it's
yeah. Everyone will be farting all the time.
Yeah, good. 100% more farting in all those, right?
Blessed be the fart. It's going to be the brilliant joke.
Cool. Yeah. Classic. Yeah. Or just the old thing goes. He goes. Oop.
And the vicar, the vicar can be the guy from The Princess Bride who goes, marriage. That guy every time. Yeah.
Hey, we've got a new arrival here. What's this? Derek Spoon. That is your real name. There's no need for that kind of language. That word is both degrading to sons, women, and dogs. What word?
Son of a bitch.
Both to sons, women, and dogs. Both of those three things.
Yeah.
Hi, Derek.
Well, thanks for joining us, Derek.
Yeah, there's loads of need for this kind of language. It's funny. But anyway, we'll try and behave ourselves.
It's on after 9 o'clock. Derek, calm down. Oh, poor Derek. He's got upset. Never mind. Should have turned up at the start. Derek was saying all sorts.
I'm sure Derek will survive.
No, he'll go. Yeah. Never mind.
He just swung by to check the language and then left.
He's ran away with a dish.
Oh, good Lord.
Chance will be a fun thing.
Martha dish. I just said Martha because of the Superman Batman thing. Sorry, Derek, we'll behave.
Are you going to feature, Nat? Are you going to have a sort of like I did the "Blessed be the fruit" fart joke? Is there going to be like a sort of Handmaid's Tale sort of blessing, like sort of
under his eye, or
like any time a woman gives birth to a boy child, as Boney M would phrase it. Then they have a sort of because Boney M forgot the word son at Christmas, but they had she produces a son, and they all say may he spark joy, and like they have a sort of like a blessing thing where hopefully he won't get offed.
Yes, yeah, and all the men have to wear a little light bulb pin. To always remind them to try to spark joy wherever they go. Yeah, and any man who is unmarried has to wear blue and yellow until he's either married or killed and consumed. In sort of a turnaround when the handmaids were all in red and white and the Marthas were all in green, and for instance, men are always in blue and yellow until they're married. Then they can wear whatever they want. Yes, they're allowed to dress how they want then. But always a light bulb pin. Always, blue.
Because at any moment they could stop sparking joy and then their casserole.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And you know that somebody's in trouble because they will take the pin off them, and then they've got to work really hard to get that back. They don't get it back in a certain amount of time.
If you've seen like 3 days in a row without your light bulb pin, that's you.
Yeah.
Cheers, Chris.
Roberto.
That's an aggressive mood there.
Well, he's going to change his vote, but somebody will still get the vote. So...
Change it from what to what?
We don't know what his vote was originally.
Exactly. It's not a threat.
I've got a question for you, Nat.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I was just thinking, in my reboot, the bride busters kill brides and bridesmaids, all these women, and in yours there's going to be a lot of groom death and men death, and I'm just thinking, is there a way that we can somehow collaborate and just make
my god,
die?
a crossover? That would be amazing.
Never happened in the history of the show before.
Could the Sparkers, who are the people who ask whether this man sparks joy, be the mortal enemies of your? Oh my god, yeah. And the Sparkers could go out of the way to try prevent like them from kidnapping brides, and your team are trying to prevent the brides from even getting to the wedding because they know the men are going to get killed if they don't spark joy. Crossover, perfect. Yes. Yeah, I'm in for that. Yeah.
Our friend Derek
cool.
chimed back in. He's apparently your friend, Eddie.
Apparently.
Do you know him?
I don't, but
do you know what I keep doing? I keep going.
He thinks you do.
How can you not know if you know him? As Eddie would be able to tell you, it sounds like your best buds.
I know.
Many car journeys you've had together. Gone. I'm not gonna fuck Eddie, me. As you know.
Oh yeah. From the time
I don't give 1, 2, 3, or 4 fucks.
From that time we ran that calf together.
We're getting some info now. Does Manchester?
It's just in the UK. Of course, Manchester rings bells.
I'll never forget Manchester, Eddie, when we didn't give 2 fucks together.
We didn't give 2 fucks.
I know him actually because I've been to Manchester.
I once went to Manchester as well. In fact, several times. I might know you, Derek. Nah, we've been to Manchester to do gigs. You must know
me and Derek are like that. We're like that.
Derek, come on. Put your money where it's...
Sorry, Derek.
Derek sparks joy for me.
Then
Yes,
he will
sorry,
not
we
be
wouldn't
listening. He will not
kill
be.
him.
He lives.
Consume
He
you.
lives to spark another day.
Oh no, just Eddie.
Oh,
That's great.
Eddie.
Just wants you in. This is great. He's kidding. He knows me.
Eddie,
Yeah.
who is it?
This is more creepier than Roberto. This now. He's got.
Really?
Is this another one of
Really?
Roberto's characters?
I'm really upset.
Kidding me, no,
Derek, we'd hang out with you in Manchester. We won't forget you.
You've got such a cheery face, Derek. Look at that grin. Don't look like a serial killer at all. That, especially when it says no, just Eddie. That's really.
Yeah, I know. That's,
just Eddie.
yeah.
No, just Eddie. I mean, Manchester should ring some bells for you. Anyway, let's get.
Yeah, I've been there loads.
I mean, if it had been more specific, like a little town somewhere where, but Manchester, yeah.
Or an event.
Yeah, it's like saying, do you remember London? Remember that time I went to London?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Right then, let's do this. Requels. Okay, here's the what you've heard, your pitches. I'll try and summarize these. Hannah's was it Bride Busters, it was called, wasn't it? And it was about,
Yeah.
it was kind of all the guys getting together to try to capture all bridesmaids and wedding goers, female wedding goers everywhere, and end them basically. A crossover between Ghostbusters and bridesmaids. They get dragged into a van and then melted in vats of acid.
Oh my God.
With little jokes peppered in around the script just to keep it light.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Eddie's was from middle class. He's taking it from middle class to street punks, basically. So there's two punks called Scratch and Razor, and then one called Skunk Crotch who comes into life. There's an Irish bloke who's dating Razor. Yeah, he's a Irish passive aggressive bloke. And then I've put Lost Scratch.
Yeah, Scratch went missing, so Skunk
right.
goes to find Razor to help look for her, even though they didn't get on.
And they go back to the old squat. That's where she's gone, right? And then the cars get petrol bombed afoot.
Razor petrol bombs the Irishman's car because she finds out he's a cop, and crust punks hate cops.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah. And that was this one that I just lost complete track of. But there's a run up to the wedding, and at the altar, the groom has to say, "Does this man spark joy?" If they all say yes,
he's making it up. Well, no, when the man gets to the altar, somebody steps forward and asks if he sparks joy.
Yeah,
and if
and
he
then
doesn't,
if they all agree, then they can get married. If
can
not,
get married.
They
They eat him at the feast.
Jesus, right. Dark fun there. Okay, all round. Right, then let's vote. Let's get voting. Derek's still going strong here. Let's have a quick minute for Derek here. Let's have a look. Where did we get to? I went to Manchester Uni.
Yep.
I can't believe this. Poor Derek Spoon being left at the altar himself here. The student union.
Student union, Eddie. Come on.
Eddie. The student union at Manchester. Does Manchester not ring any bells, Eddie? Come on.
The thing is, I've got a degree from Manchester University, but I went to the Warrington campus.
That's my favourite one.
I didn't spend 3 years in Manchester. I went to Manchester quite a lot, but I didn't live there. I've never lived in Manchester.
Broke Derek's
Yeah,
heart.
but
you just played along.
You know him from somewhere,
He said he
Eddie.
went to uni with you.
It'd have been so easy just to go.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know him from university.
You must know Derek.
Oh, university. I thought you meant unitard, like a dancer's clothes. Yeah, I remember Derek now.
Oh, that's nice.
The student
Right then.
union, of course, I remember the student union.
Right, let's go in the room. Who we voting for?
Planted off some suds there, didn't we?
Who we voting for? In the room. Who we voting for? Let's do it.
I'm going to vote for my collab partner.
I'm voting for Nat.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going for each other.
We said it at the same time.
I'm gonna
I don't know
vote
how to
for.
find in the right
I'm gonna vote
direction.
for the other two because the only one I want to see is the crossover between theirs. So I will abstain
Yay!
unless I can vote for both of them.
It's never happened before, but I'm going to do it for this time. We're going to combine the two movies. You can vote for whatever.
Yeah, and we should actually make it, Nat.
We're rewriting history. Let's do it.
Go on, I'll vote for that as well then.
Thank you, guys.
Making it confusing if not. Although it's all to play for still. Roberto, vote for scissors as a petrol bomb. Cheer me up. Oh,
I'll do my best.
Who doesn't like a nice petrol bombing in a film? I was going to vote. Oh,
why does he scissors?
He calls him Edward Scissorhands. Everybody's got the little nicknames. I was going to vote for Eddie, but a different Eddie.
Derek, you're always welcome here, Derek. Always welcome.
It's quite a journey you goes on.
Oh, you do remember me? Oh God, he's voting for you now. Eddie, he's giving you a vote. How is Kat's internet connection? She was going to play my song last time, but then her computer broke because it's broken again. Roberto, we can't play.
Roberto, my computer's got a blue screen of death, mate.
We can't play your song, Roberto. Yeah. Have you got Roberto's song, Eddie? It might be a nice way to play out the. Find it for us. We'll do it at the end. Right then. So we've got an unprecedented thing. We might need to recount some votes, just like Trump here.
What? Careful.
We've got two winners in the final round, Hannah and Nat, as a joint. Never happened before this on the show. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I've got to look in the rule book and make sure it's allowed. It's allowed. We've just put the rule in. Well done. You both won that round.
Thanks very much.
But
yay!
There's a big but tonight because as Hannah won the prequel round, it means she's the overall winner of the evening.
She is the overall winner.
Well done, Hannah, for winning tonight.
Yay!
You even did it with a spotty connection.
Thank you so much.
I mean, that's a testament to yourself.
Told you won, but you're in Sydney.
Yeah, that's cool. Right then, so well done for that. Very good. Let's do some quick thank yous and some plugins. First of all, thanks to everybody watching on Facebook as always. Thank you to everybody for joining.
Thank you, guys.
Let's say a quick thank you to Derek, our new friend, who's going to be back next time. Going again. Let's say in Manchester, hit me up. We'll go for a drink, matey. Wine back the years. Holding back the years. I don't like Simply Red. I don't like started singing that. Roberto, thank you for joining in, and Martin and everybody else for coming in, and Adam.
Thanks, guys.
Right, so let's do some plugs. Hannah, what have you got to plug for us this week? What have you got?
Just if you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hannah Warman Stuff, that would be amazing.
Excellent. Hannah Warman Stuff, check that out. YouTube, get subscribing, please. Come on, Roberto, you know you want to get on there and get subscribing. Get your mates to do it as well, please. That'd be lovely. Thank you. Check out Hannah's comedy songs on there, and Facebook as well. I guess they're on there as well. I don't know if they're delayed. Yeah, I know. I couldn't tell if that went through because it was just a All right, that's fine. Have you got anything else to plug before we move on?
No.
I love technology. I love this internet. It's brilliant. Nat, what have you got for us?
Nothing until my computer's mended. So either a mended computer or a new computer, depending on how nice my Christmas bonus is. Should be back up and running in a few weeks, unless the tips that I'm going to get from the internet to try save it from the blue screen of death work. Yeah.
Give us a shout tomorrow, and we'll get it sorted for you. It'll work.
Deal.
Eddie, what have you got for us this week?
As usual, IC News podcast every Saturday. The Fire Breathing Kittens 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons podcast. That's every week. I can't remember which day, but that is awfully fun. I recorded one 2 nights ago, and that'll be out in probably early January. It's called Quotes for the Cover. So look out for that one, but there's plenty of other fun stuff to have. And also James Cook's Board Game Smackdown, which you can have a look at on YouTube, and you can hear me singing the song at the beginning, so there's fun as well.
Cool, very good. Okay, I've got a quick plug here for a friend of ours who's running a thing. There's a online lip sync battle called Get Lippy, hosted by Ted Hankey. You can find details on that on Facebook, facebook.com/Ted Hankey Comedy. So have a look at that. He's a friend of ours running that, and that's going to be a lot of fun. He's getting contestants to do lip sync battles online, which I don't think anybody's done yet. I've not seen anybody do it, so that'll be good fun. So you can join in.
Well,
You can win Friday.
Seeing the difficulty we've had just having a pacey conversation with Hannah, I can see exactly how syncing up lip movements and stuff, that's going to be tricky. And we were just talking normally with her, so it should be worth a look anyway, just to see how they're managing the syncing up.
Yeah, it'll be good. Facebook.com/Ted Hankey Comedy for that. As always, Discount Comedy. Check out Improv shows online. You can watch all our shows on there. There's loads of shows on there, and we are going to be live gigging maybe in December. A few gigs we're looking at just in case.
We've got at least one gig in December.
We'll see if that comes off. But anyway, other than that, thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. Big thanks to Hannah again for joining us.
Thank you, Hannah.
Again. Thank you. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
We'll have you back on again. Lovely to have you again.
I loved it. It was really fun.
Thank you very much.
Great film choice.
I need to say something else. Next week, yes, we'll be back next week. Monday, 8 o'clock, as always, back here. Come and watch us again. Join in, have a bit of fun with us. Derek, hopefully you'll be coming back. He just said it was nice to catch up, bless him. And Roberto said Singing Lady will follow you. That's good as well. So next week, we're back at 8 o'clock, and the film is Stand By Me next week. Classic.
I love the story and I love the film.
That's it from us.
With the body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it from us this week, though. So smile and wave, everybody. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again. Thank you and good night.